I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Happy Saturday, peace and blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. I hope all is well. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators, my authors, my painters, my dancers, anybody in the art field. You're always going to hold a special place in my heart. Much love to you. I hope y'all staying hydrated, staying out of that sun. I hope you enjoying your weekend so far. I got Desperado in the studio. I'm gonna give him a chance to get mic'd and cammed up. I'm feeling a little inspirational today, man. I think we're gonna pull a double. You see the title, that's just one of them. But he shared something with me earlier. I think I want to go into that one too. So we are probably gonna pull a double here. Do me a solid, like, share, repost, let the people know we are on. Hit that thumbs up as well. Let the algorithm know we are here, we are live, we are present, and we definitely going to cook. I got a question because I want to start off like, wasn't really sure which way I was going to go with this, but I think I'm going to start off with the lighter portion of the show. Do you have an issue with someone dating 10 years their senior? Do you have an issue dating someone 10 years your senior? Because that seems to be one of those conversations that stays in circulation on the internet. It's an issue when somebody 30 plus steps down to date somebody in their early 20s, and so much backlash come with that. I'm so over it. But Scottie Pippen, he's getting scrutinized. They putting him under the fire because he's dating someone that is 23 years old. And if you know the history with him, he's no longer with Larsa, his wife. She stepped out, moved on with Michael I said Michael Jackson. Forgive me. Michael Jordan's son. She started messing around with him. I don't know how people felt about that, but at the end of the day, what this comes down to is preference. What this comes down to is, can you deal with someone or date someone that is younger than you? Or are you being taken advantage of, or taking advantage of someone who doesn't have the same amount of experience on you? That's what we're doing here with this clip. I'm going to pull it up on the big screen. I'm going to let my man get his bars off. And we're going to chop it up. Let's see. What angle do I want? Let's go over here.
Let's talk about it. So apparently Scottie Pippen got himself a new girlfriend or whatever. And from the looks of it, she definitely puts the girl and girlfriend looking like a damn kid for real. Now listen, at the end of the day, I don't knock older guys dating younger women or younger women dating older guys. That's always been a thing just naturally. However, I do think it's limits to this shit, and this age gap, it's just too far apart to the point of like, you old enough to be her grandpappy, my boy. Honest, I know why he doing this shit, because his ex-wife be dating young niggas. It was rumored that she was dating Future. She publicly dated Michael Jordan's loser ass son, and is currently dating Kobe for the Chicago Bulls. Now, I'm not saying any of this is an excuse for Scottie Pippen dating a 23-year-old, but let's be real. That's why he doing this shit for real. He trying to get some get back. Old Chester Cheeto looking motherfucker. But nah, all jokes aside, as much as I respect Scottie Pippen as a basketball player, I can't get on board with this. It's too big of an age gap to the point of it being weird, bro. That could be your granddaughter at this point. Not even daughter, granddaughter. But hey, to each his own. She using him for that paper, and he using her for that young box. It is what it is. Let's.
Sensational.
So there you have it. That's where we are again. Is this predator and prey? Is this man using her for get back? It's so many factors that we got to consider. And I want to be fair, right? Because it is quite evident that most men who become something, they usually don't hit their stride until their 30s and up. If you are looking for someone that is going to be established, the odds of a woman getting with a guy who's making 6 or more figures a year in their 20s is extremely hard. Matter of fact, that's not something that I would gamble on. You're looking to go with somebody who has experience, who has discipline, and has a different level of ferocity. One of the things that a lot of women are attracted to is experience. Someone who has structure, right? You don't want to be dealing with a brother who is uncertain. You don't want to be dealing with someone who doesn't know what they want. And like, you would be doing yourself a disservice, especially if you want children, you want a family, you're trying to build a home. I'm not talking about the superficial stuff. I'm talking about you legit want to make sure that your future is in the right person's hands. Odds are you're gonna go with somebody who already has the time, has already invested and did what they needed to do to get to that point. The brother, he a man wants three or four things, and it's pretty simple. Are you willing to offer that? If the answer is no, guess what's going to happen? He's going to keep looking. There's so many ways you could look at this, man. I'm trying my best to spread it out because my opinion is you could look at her like she sees a meal ticket, and you can look at it like he's using her to get back at his wife, or you could also look at it like, well, he just wants somebody that's younger, and she wants somebody who is secure and established. I see you in the studio. I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get in here real quick because you already know the story. I'm gonna let you get your balls off, and we're gonna chop it up. Let me move this over here. Yo,
Yo, I'm coming in.
yep.
Yeah, man. So you got another one right here. So what's this mainly about? About you say Scotty dating a young woman. That's what's going on.
You know, you know what's
Uh,
going on. But don't act like you don't know what's going on.
that's all I can do is shake my head to it, man. All I can do is really shake my head to what he's doing. I mean, I heard the video and all that, but the way I look at it, uh, I believe she should be his ex-wife now. I mean, it'd be crazy if that's still his wife. But hold up, do you know if she still got his last name?
I think they divorced, bro.
Because they still calling her Miss Pippen and stuff. So that's I don't know about that, but anyway, going with her, I'm gonna just go ahead and start off with her. Uh, she she been like that from the beginning. Um, yeah, Larissa, man, she been that way the whole time he met her and everything. So don't get all of that. I don't get all of that. He trying to get his lick back and all this stuff because she been taking Scotty down through there, man, and this ain't nothing new, you know. Um, the thing with Future, that man, that put Pippin in a casket right there. He making songs about how he keeps sleeping with that man wife and all that. So that's over with. It's over right there. Then they got a son that's in the league. So the son got in the NBA. He in the league, and then mom's turn around and start sleeping with the teammate. I believe. So she's sleeping with her son's teammate. He gotta play ball with the dude that sleeping with his mom's. Come on now, that's bad. Then she turn around and go at Scottie Pippen teammate. Son, Michael Jordan's son, like that's a real low blow. Was out there, was trying to get the marriage and everything going with him and everything. So I mean, I don't know what Scotty doing, man, but I just don't think you can recover from that. And that right there,
To answer your question, they finalized their divorce in December of 2021. So they're not officially married anymore, but from what I'm reading over here
you
on
say you
IG, they
say
saying,
they
hold up,
finalized it when?
hold on, hold on. According to what I'm reading over
Hmm.
here on this chat, she's still using his last name, but nah, their divorce has been final since 2021.
All right, well there you have it there. There you have it. Let's go. Let's move to Scottie Pippen now. There you have it. How you gonna? I just named all of that stuff, rappers and players and all this, and it's not just what she was doing; it's who she was doing it with. And you mean to tell me that this man still letting her hold that last name like that? Mm. This is called Scottie Sippin. Scotty is his name ain't Pippen, it's Scottie Sippin because he supposed to been got that taken care of. And as far as dating a young girl like that, like that's lame. That's lame and it's embarrassing, man. And no, I don't look at it. I don't look at it as getting a lick back because he been in, like I said, he been in the casket. It ain't that man got a whole lot to do to get even with her. I'm gonna put it to you like that. You got it.
I don't have an issue with nobody dating younger. I have an issue with you doing things out of spite. I have an issue with you dating people based off of the wrong reasons. I have an issue with tit for tat. We're grown. To go back to something that you said, I would definitely feel some type of way if you were running around here with my last name still, exploring other options with other men. And then every time somebody references you, oh, that's the ex-wife of such and such. Oh, she's sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person. That would trigger me a little bit. Because my thing is, if you don't want nothing to do with me no more and you want to move on with your life, why are you still trying to hold on to me in some type of way? I get it. You're using it for your own brand. Maybe that helps you to stay relevant and to continue to make money. But I wouldn't even respect that if I was doing business and you came to me with a pitch and said, "Hey, I'm such and such. I would like to throw this idea out there with you, and maybe we can make some money together." I'm going to look at your history. I'm gonna say to myself, "Hold on, wait a minute. Ain't you the person who was with the person?" And you, I don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's like my morals or me thinking in the future is like you're an opportunist. It comes off very any chance I get, I'm going to capitalize off of you, and then I'm gonna run the numbers up as long as I can. I wouldn't, I couldn't do it, but I mean, we like be honest. A lot of these people do deal with rappers and celebrities and all that shit just because of the money. They don't really like these people. They don't really be in love with these dudes. So I'm not going to sit here and act like that ain't the case. And she very well could be there because of the money. That's his choice. That's his decision if he want to mess around with that. Be dumb. But hell, Little Wayne is engaged or about to get married to a youngin. I think she 21, around 21, 23. So here's the thing. It's either they're getting used and they know they're getting used, or it's just the fact that naturally youth is just something that we are attracted to, and you can't really avoid that either. It's like a double-edged sword because I don't know, man. It's like so many issues come with dealing with somebody your age and older, but there's positives too. There's also negatives that come with dealing with somebody younger as well, but there's probably more positives than negatives. I don't know. I'm gonna stop right there before I go on a tangent. I'm gonna go over here to this comment section real quick. A person is allowed to keep their ex-spouse's last name if they want. It's not up to the ex-husband. If she wanted change, then she can do it. So her decision is passing on to knowledge. Thank you for.
That's
I was wondering about
that
that.
sound like some feminism shit.
I do think it's
Now,
weird as hell,
now,
but
if you marry if you marry a woman, if you marry a woman and y'all get divorced, it's over. That's the way it go. It ain't no. Now, now I will say this. I will to that comment to that point. The only reason why women want to keep, well, probably not in this case, but the only reason why generally a woman want to keep the last name of her husband is so she won't have to take the shame of being divorced. That's the only reason why they do that. You know, when you divorce somebody, it's over for everything. You know, a man don't get to hold on to any benefits of the ex-wife. Anything that was going on prior, he don't get to hold on to that. So with that being said, in this incident, it's really for clout. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't really nothing. You know what I'm saying at first, but she's only known now because she the wife of a NBA star, Scottie Pippen, and you know, and that's how she's able to navigate and move around to these celebrities. She's using that his fame to get around famous people. You know, we talked about it all the time. It's called monkey branching, you know, pergamy. We're going monkey branching. Basically, she used Scotty to get access to who she really liked. Cause for what she did, she never liked or respected this man at all. It's really pathetic what she did to him. And it's more fault. I put more fault on him more because he supposed to be the man, and is what he allowed her to do to him. So I gotta put mad shame on simping for that. Um, but other than that, man, him dating this young girl is beneath him, man. He shouldn't have to do this. Now the difference is you are dating a young girl that's probably even younger than y'all damn son. Come on, man. And yeah, that is close to being what granddaughter. Cause how long he stopped playing? It's been almost almost going on 30 years since he played. And that's, matter of fact, you stopped playing longer longer than how old she is. So that's bad. So she don't know nothing. She don't know nothing about this man in his prime except for what she hears. She never watched nothing because she wasn't even born when he was winning. But you using money for what? For what really? Because financially, if we talking about him financially, he really missed a lot of money in his prime. He really did. If we want to go financially on this, yeah, Scotty missed the check, a big one. Because while he was winning those championships with Michael Jordan, Scotty signed a horrible, one of the most horriblest contracts in NBA history, and he was working way less than what he was worth. He was playing for way less than what he was worth, especially the way these players that they get paid. Oh my God, that was like highway robbery. What Scotty was getting paid, and talent wise, he definitely was better than half of them people. So financially, yeah, he left a lot. He left a lot of money on the table, especially in that run with the Bulls. He really messed up. Um, Other than that, man, people can say, you allowed to date who you want and all that, but Scotty know better. Scotty know what he doing. And as far as a buzz or publicity, this, even though it got a little attention, he's not generating nearly another Rissa with all these people. It's a blowout. It really is. And she doing it off the strength of your name. You know, guarantee if her last name wasn't Pippen, she probably wouldn't get all that notoriety. She wouldn't. She using that man fame to get a buzz, and that's what this is all about. And yeah, she definitely been curried him a long time ago. You got
With that aside, the real issue here is there anything wrong with Scottie Pippen dating a 23-year-old? Because clearly nobody's coming after Larsa for dealing with somebody as young. And I mean, you can name at least 4 different people who do it, and it's a mixed reaction. I don't. I think it's tasteless. Once I'm done with you, I don't want nothing else to do with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want your name to come out of my mouth. I don't want nothing that I'm doing or got going on in the foreseeable future to be directly connected to you at all. Just go ahead and sever all ties completely. Let me heal. Let me work on my craft. Let me become a better version of myself and improve. And then, Lord willing, I meet somebody and it has nothing to do with social media. It has nothing to do with trying to prove to you that I can upgrade or do better than who I was last with. It's just about true chemistry, connectivity, and being with another person that shares the same level of interest that I do. Everything else, y'all can keep it. I don't know why it really bothers people when someone decides to embark on a lifestyle that has nothing to do with you. You can say that man ain't got the type of money that the next person do, but I guarantee you, he's one of the very few that spent his money well and wise. He invested well. I don't hear a lot of drama surrounding him in business, whereas a lot of these rappers, they go broke, they end up on the street struggling and all that. So he must be doing decent for himself. Whoever he decides that he wants to deal with, as long as they legal, that's his business. If you are raising a son or a daughter and you have that conversation with them, because you should, when they hit a certain age, they should have the wisdom to decide if they want to deal with somebody older than them or younger than them. You can't hide certain details from people and then expect them to make choices based off of your experiences or how you would do it. That it don't work like that. We all have individuality. So if they want to deal with somebody 10 years older or younger than them and that works for them, how can you really say anything other than to give them a little fellowship and let them figure it out if this is what's going to be best for them or not? Again, I don't hear nobody have smoke for Lil Wayne. I don't hear a lot of people having smoke for the game and a number of other people who do it. I don't hear nobody having smoke for a lot of these older women who do it. I'm not going to bed next to you. I'm not waking up next to you. I don't have to worry about I can't even pronounce the word. I ain't got to worry about the pregnancy issues, you being able to have kids and this, that, and the third. You got to do that. Maybe that's the agreement you came to. Most men who date younger, they want children. You want a legacy. You're probably not going to be able to do that with somebody that's older, or the risks are different. Maybe they can have children, but what if, because of their age, the odds of them being healthy and not having complications when they get older won't be an issue. There's a lot of factors that come into it. Again, so as far as I'm concerned, hey, if he get played, he get played. If he is really in it and she's in it for the right reasons, cool. But it's going to show up on social media. People are going to talk about it anyway, one way or another. Y'all got to find what worked for you. Period. That's it. Like I said at the beginning, there's positives and negatives in both. It all really depends on who you meet, when you meet them, and what the circumstances are surrounding both. Are you?
Yeah, Mr. Scotty, man, that man, it's on grandpa status at this point, bro. There's no way this is acceptable, dog. There's no way. Um, if he got somebody now, we just did a show with Jay Uso and Jada Parker the other day, so that was still a little strange, but I think that is more acceptable than this. Scotty is is a generation over Jay Uso, bro. So nah, that's hell nah. He's a grandfather, bro, at this point. That man on benches, he probably closer to being a senior citizen, man. And you mean to tell me that he 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 sees something in a 23-year-old? Well, let's revisit that young shit real quick. Let's go back to, was it last year or so, when your boy Shannon Sharp tried that shit. What did that give him? So yeah, he might have made some good moves in business, but he better had, because between Larsa and him not signing that big ass contract, he he effed up out here. And then the only thing the 23-year-old could possibly see in him is a whole lick. She don't look at him like uh you know something she wanna settle with. That's not cool. They from what, two completely different generations. You know, they don't see nothing equally the same, and it's really just an exchange, really. Meaning he's gonna pretty much simp out for her and probably pay her bills, stuff like that. You know, get what he can get, but all that falling in love and long term, nah, that's that's not what we have here. This ain't nothing but transactional, straight up. And it's gonna be short lived too, because once somebody finish getting used, man, they on to the next one. Now she 23, she got her whole life ahead of her. At least with Jay and Jada, at least they ain't nothing but about what, 15 years apart or something. That's still that's still a mean that's still a mean jump. But you gotta understand that even with that situation, if you look at the criticism that they receive, they don't want an older guy um meeting a younger woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, does it happen? Yes, it happens. It's gonna continue to happen. And if a guy gonna get with a younger woman to, like you said, to spread his offspring and stuff, and she don't want a woman with a lot of kids and all that. Okay, that's acceptable. That's acceptable because you want to start your own legacy. If that's the reason why you go young, then okay. But 40 years, nah, bro. That's asinine. And this man got grown kids. He got kids older than this lady, bro. So what could end up happening is his that's a girlfriend for his damn son. Now that's better. Like if his son was dating her, that's more acceptable. That's something that he can probably get some grandkids out of that. But for what he doing, no, no, he need to restart the button. You got it.
I think one of the main issues here is that a lot of these dudes and these women, they doing it out of recreational purposes. They don't have nothing to do with finding actual love. Like my nigga, you are closer to the grave than most people. You know what I'm saying? So it's bittersweet. Like imagine you being married to somebody most of your life, you pushing 60 years old or more, this person decide that they want to go ahead and leave. Like my nigga, why would you take 20, 30 years of my life away from me decide you can't do it no more, and now I'm out the game. I like shit. At that point, are you really going to be trying to look for anything meaningful at 60, 50 years old? You done put in 20 years. 20 years is not easy. 5 years is not easy. People don't know how serious marriage is. You put in 10, 15, 20 years, they gone. Everything that you know just walked out the door and took half of your assets with you. You go back into the world like you just did time in jail. The world is different. The way people walk is different. Nobody talks anymore. Everybody's on their cell phone. The way people communicate different. You're not about to be, to me, I couldn't. Everything that you know was with this person, and you got to start over. That's hella crazy. Robert De Niro is what, 80 something years old? My man, old as hell, just had a kid. That kid probably like a year or 2 years old right now, if that. This nigga is in his 80s and still out here. So don't tell me that dudes is not still getting it in, and some of these women ain't. I ain't say it was love. I'm just saying they still getting it in with these older dudes. Like I said though, to each his own. That's their preferences and that's their business. As long as you ain't on no creepy weirdo, you should be actually put behind bars for the rest of your life type shit. Whatever. I don't know. I don't believe that is serious. I don't know if she's there for the right. I think, matter of fact, this is how I feel. If you are a rapper, producer, singer, if you're a rich black man, a rich man in general, I don't really trust no woman. I don't give a damn how old you are. I'm going to assume every woman wants the money, wants the title, and wants to branch off into their own endeavors at some point. You're not going to want to be here. You're not here for me. I will never trust a woman again. Not especially if I done bust my ass and I've done seen all these different stories of how dudes be getting finessed. I just finished doing a reaction video. A popular streamer, this nigga, man, he was I think it's his birthday. No, it was the girl birthday. She was sitting on his lap. He was joking with her. She stepped off. He don't realize that her mic was, no, she didn't realize her mic was still on. So she go to talking to her girlfriend away from him. And she talking about, oh, I don't even really like this nigga. I don't know why y'all trying to force me to deal with him. I want the light-skinned dude. But I'm gonna play it off. The whole shit was being recorded. And I'm like, yeah, man. See, this is that scandalous shit right here. Nah. But my point is, like, even though he did dub her, he kicked her, told her don't use my number, drop it, everything, because he heard the audio. The people in the chat told him that she was on that bullshit. She came back like nothing ever happened. And that's how I think a lot of these women are, especially if you're dealing with industry men. So with that being said, they'll still fuck you. That don't mean they like you. They'll still sleep with you and have kids with you and everything. That don't mean they like you. And these dudes are still sleep with them because, well, hey, you giving it up. But the difference is you knocking these chicks up, knowing damn well that they don't really fuck with you like that. You still doing it though. In a perfect world, people would go to school, graduate, get their education, their degrees, be disciplined. They wouldn't be chasing after ass and all this stuff. They would follow their purpose and then they would align with the right man or woman. But that's not what's happening. So hey, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you want to respond to any of that, add on to any of that, you got it. I do got a
Yeah.
clip though. I Before you speak, I got a clip that I'm gonna play. You sent to me. I found it on TikTok because you keep sending me the Facebook shit. I can't use the Facebook
What's,
shit.
and what clip is that?
It's it's with the black kid that was drowning, and his friends was white, and they was on that
Oh,
real.
they was teasing him because he wouldn't swim over there.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
said he was drowning and shit and all that. Yeah, but I'm gonna bring that up on the screen. But if you want to say anything before we move into that, you got the floor.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you said the other day that you want a polyamorous relationship, you want
No.
many
I
women
didn't
and
say
all
that.
that.
I didn't say that. I'm glad you brought it up because we
No,
can
what
say.
I'm saying when we was talking about the J.
I know you misheard what I said. I said I was giving an example. I said if I was a wealthy man and I did not want to be settled with one person, I'm rich. The fuck I'm scared to tell you anything. If I want multiple women and I can afford it, I will have the conversation with you and give you the option to stay or leave. If that's what I wanted to do, that's what I said. I never said that's what I
But
actually wanted.
yeah, but still, even though that so you want somebody at home while you do your thing. But my point is back to my point. My point is even if you had the money and all of that, what you said, and you got all them women, let's just say you could pick about 5, 10 women and you doing your thing like you said, what's the odds of all of those 10 women liking you? You see what I'm saying? So
You think
you
I?
you just said that you shouldn't deal with uh deal with these women if they don't like you. They don't give a fuck about you and all of that. But hey, that's the game, man. You got the money, you know what I'm saying? You got the bag, they want the bag. That's how it go. Deal with whoever you want. Sleep with whoever you want. But don't be getting like attached or hope they get on you because they want what you got and they got something you want, and
That's
that's the
my
way
point.
and that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, now I wouldn't dare get married, or I wouldn't dare, if you gonna have that lifestyle, I wouldn't dare do none of that, because whoever that person is that you selected, you gotta have some type of trust to do that. And that won't even match up if you trust this one, and then you see what I'm saying? So that's crazy. But other than that, man, with Scotty, I'm gonna put it on the table with this joker with Scotty, man. He got kids, bro. This man already got kids. So only thing I can say with who he dating, if he's okay with his daughter dating somebody his age, then yeah, then I don't see nothing wrong with it. That's all. You gotta have a daughter though to really understand, what this man doing. Cause I don't know who her parents is, but she can't have no father, full-time father, while she's seeing him. That's what I'm gonna say. Because if she had a dad, that wouldn't even have made it to social media or stories or none of that. So that's what you got to ask yourself as a parent. Would you allow your child, your daughter, to date somebody 40 years older than her? If the answer is yes, then I don't see no foul. But you got to be in that situation to know. But you can play the clip. That's all.
All right, let me bring this up on the big screen. For those of you who just joining, the first portion of this was about Scottie Pippen dating a 23-year-old. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Do you care? Does it make a difference? The age thing. This next clip that I'm about to jump into, though, was shared to me earlier today. I'm gonna let it play, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's bring this up here real quick.
Wait, I ain't got the fucking kayak. You gotta learn how to swim. Fucking walk. So you can swim down, Remy, you fucking retard. I think I'm saying, bro, how am I gonna get you back home? You don't think Mama Marquise is gonna be worried? Yeah, your mom said. Your mom is always worried about you. I think that's why. Look at that in prison. We know. We can tell just by looking at you. Bro, we can't even swim. Bro, just go get a kayak. I'm a fucking life jacket on Marquise. I'll just wait. Bro, you have a life jacket. Bro, I'm black. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say. Bro, yes it does. Bro, I'll just find a way. Hey. Yeah, they think I'm about to go jacket, but I can't. Bro, you have a life jacket. I'm gonna die.
Hold on.
You have to go on. You did that to get over there. We taught him how to swim. Oh, so I can just like hold on to the back.
And here if you want.
Yeah, I might drown.
You won't drown.
You won't drown. You're not gonna drown. You won't drown.
There you go.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Hey.
What's your name?
My name is Marquise. Everybody calls me LeVar because I go to like Danella.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was okay getting over here. They think I'm about to swim back. I can't even swim.
Good job right now.
Talking around both minutes. And it's my first time here.
First time? Well, welcome.
Yeah.
How'd you get over here?
They made me take that way over there, and they had 2 life jackets on. I'm never coming back with y'all. We told you if you're coming. We had a life jacket. A life jacket. This ain't it for a big kid. This for a little kid. Oh my God.
You're welcome.
Yeah. First time I saw that, I was hoping and praying that somebody was going to come to that young brother's aid, and they did. Wasn't expecting that though. I heard retard. I heard a monkey impersonation. I heard a lot of jargon. I heard this brother say that he was going to die, that he was drowning. It took somebody else to come to his aid while his so-called friends are laughing. Now, just in case y'all don't know, his friends were white. he was saved by a white family, but his friends were white as well. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm curious to know, like, when this was shared to me, I want to know what you was thinking about when you sent this to me. But my initial thoughts on it was, first and foremost, thank God that he survived and this didn't turn into like a first 48 type of a situation. But I'm curious to know how anybody could defend this. What can you say that will rationalize that type of behavior? Are you going to tell me they were just being boys, just joking around, having fun, roasting them? Did we hear the same clip? Or am I missing something? Someone enlighten me. Help me figure this out, because for the love of me, I don't understand, nor do I get why these reoccurring situations are surfacing like right now as we speak. I didn't find nothing funny about that at all. I was waiting for you to put your camera back on. Um, I didn't find nothing funny about it. I think that this kid just got a wake up call. And if he didn't learn his lesson from that, the next time he might not come back. You know, we just finished talking about Nolan Wells. They found him in water. I don't know how old this story is. All I know is you just got saved. You just got some grace shown on you, sir. And if I'm you, I'm definitely cutting them off. I'm going to rethink who I bring around me. I'm going to rethink my future. And yeah, I yield the mic.
Yeah, I was gonna say with that video right there, you gotta know who your friends is. That's going back to the Nolan Wells story we was covering the other night. Um, yeah, I shared that because if you hear the interaction between him and those boys, you can get like a image and evidence of what really happened with Nolan. So that's that was something like probably what happened with Nolan, and it probably escalated a little further, of course, than that. But the difference is, like you also seen in that video, it was a family nearby, and they were kind of hearing that those exchanges with them, and they was kind enough, man, to give the young boy some assistance, and that was cool too, man. At least somebody, that's called a witness. Somebody witnessed that, and they was able to assist in a situation like that. Because once again, you see the numbers, you see how it was looking before that happened, and it wasn't looking too promising for Youngin. It really wasn't. And when you get somebody in that area like he was in that water, then you can kind of see where the numbers really at. You can see where the numbers really lie, where loyalty really lie, and just like with Carmelo and Nolan, and you see in that video right there, it wasn't nobody on his side until that family came. He ain't have nobody right there. So I mean, just keep that in mind because you know a lot of times a lot of folks and they don't know how these folks really is until you get them secluded and in the area like that, and then you start seeing the true character of these people. They didn't respect them, they was dissing them, and that's not cool, man. That's not somebody you want to call yourself having fun with or hang with. And then the parents too, you want to make sure that of course your kids having fun, but you got to make sure the company that they keep around them as well. So that should have been an eye opener on young men surrounding themselves with the right friend group, and also parents to keep an eye on who the hell around your kids, because this is something at this point in these days you damn sure got to question. Well, you always should have questioned it, but right now with all this stuff going on, you got to question who is who. And that video kind of showed. Hopefully, that taught him who is who. You know what I mean? You got it. Still there?
My bad. I was on mute. I was saying,
Oh, dad. Okay.
yeah. Um, you have to know the history of the school. You have to know the history of the community. You have to know the history of the city that you live in. You have to know that your family is supposed to know every single friend that you have. When you have a tribe, they know your girlfriend. They know her friends. Y'all supposed to be like locked in like that. If I move to a new location and my 17-year-old son started going to this high school, I find out that it's predominantly one color. I'm not just going to be like, oh, well, he's around a lot of white people, so he's going to be safe because white people don't know. I'm not doing that. I'm going to have a conversation with the principal, with the staff. I'm going to do some research on the school. When was it built? Who was the school dedicated to? What's the school known for? History matters. The past matters, even if it isn't directly tied to the family or the friends. You need to understand the background of where you are laying your head at, because some of these ideologies might fall upon the heads of these minds and you don't realize it. You just got blessed. You were heavily favored. When I was going to school, we joned and roasted each other and all. We did that, but we weren't about to leave you in the river or have you asked out somewhere in the middle of nowhere and then tell you to figure it out. That's insane. And this is why I say there's some uncomfortable conversations that we need to have with our people, with our friends, family as well. Stop sugarcoating it and running away from the racism, the polygamy, the the policing, the politicizing. Stop that. You robbing people of the opportunities to get their hands dirty, to get their feet wet, and then when they jump out there into the real world and they see it the way that you see it, they're not going to really comprehend it the way you did because you survived and went through it. Somebody showed you, or maybe they didn't, but you damn sure have to show them because this could have gone an entirely different way. And like my people said over here on IG, uh they wanted him to drown. This most definitely would have not got swept under the rug like they are trying to do with the Wells case. This is plain hateful. Imagine if that family wasn't there. You think they would have helped them? Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. And I know, look, racism is real. I know everybody ain't like that, but it's to the point to where you see it damn near every day now. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. If y'all notice, I made a post today or was it yesterday? Two black kids from Georgia just went missing. It's not a game.
I think it was like a twin brother, two brothers end up dying or something. I think that might have been it, but they was twin brothers and all of that. So I mean,
Now this
this stuff keep happening. But uh, I was gonna say to piggyback off what you said earlier, um, with the social media and everything like that, man. I just think that the reason why people can't get in tune with who's people is who is that social media and say phones and all of that have took over the landscape, and it's not like how it used to be when everybody used to be outside and everybody used to be more social and interactive in person. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all about emails and texting and all this, but it wasn't like that back then. And back then, parents used to meet other parents, you know what I'm saying, while they kids play. That shit don't really be existing like that no more. That's the way it used to be. And that way, it'll make the parent, feel more responsible to knowing what's going on with their child, knowing the parents of the child, of the friend that my child with, a good rapport with them, knowing how their situation is. Uh, it make everything a little easier, but we don't have that enough today, and I think that's why we keep having these situations, man, with kids. No, you don't supposed to let your son go out with friends and stuff that you're not aware of the activities of what can be going on. Um, what's the location that they're gonna be at? It's a lot of stuff that goes goes with this. And if you don't stay on top of that information, this stuff is just gonna continuously to happen to kids because they're not they're not wise enough to see, the forest for the trees. They can't do that at this point. That's why it's important, to know what's going on at all times. And I hate to say it, but it should never be no such thing as privacy if your kids stay in your home and all that. You know, that's why you gotta kind of like invade privacy because of situations like with Nolan. Because trust and believe, if somebody caught along ahead of time before they took that trip, his ass wouldn't have went with him. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that, because they parents got a better judge of character than children do. And going back to that word that we colliding with nowadays with these situations, um, the confusion part is people stereotype character as, you know the character bad character is stereotyped these days without getting to know a person. And I think that do go both ways, by the way, because all white people is not racist and all black people is not racist, but I think it's the experiences that make people think that everybody like that. So you don't know who you dealing with unless you had those uncomfortable conversations, and people can show you nowadays that they more down to earth than others without a hidden agenda. And if you ain't getting that these days, man, yeah, I wouldn't trust it. I just wouldn't trust it. It's too much going on with that Nolan case, man. Them boys was jealous. With the clip you just showed, um, yeah, they didn't want the best for that young brother there. You can tell. It was his his drowning or his not swimming was it was amused by his suffering. I'm gonna say that he was suffering, and they were getting amusement out of it. So once again, I don't think that's a good selection of friend group. So that's some stuff that has to be taught, and instead of kids have to experience the bad the bad side of things to learn. You got it.
Black children should not have as much leniency as they do in 2026.
Protect the sheep. You got to catch the wolf. And it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. You understand?
You on mute?
They should not have any privileges, not to the extent to where they can just mouth off to you and then run down the street and go to X, Y, and Z house. Take the door off the hinges. These black kids should not have so many freedoms as they do in the black house. I know it's going to sound controversial. The soft parenting stuff, y'all going to have to kind of rearrange that format a little bit, because I'm not going to say it's a war, but you need to be made privy that all it takes is a split second for everything to change. You probably know about 2 or 3 of these people. You don't know about Eric. You don't know about Jessica. You might know Jimmy and Karen and Aiken, but you don't know about Jack. And that's what I'm saying. Community, tribe. You got to be nosy. Like you said, the freedom in the household. Nah, I need access to your device, your laptop, your all that. I need to see all that. I need to have location set. All like nah. And it ain't just because of the white black stuff. It's just in general. We got too much going on. I can't have you just roaming and doing whatever you want with people that I don't know nothing about. I'm not stupid. I used to smoke weed. I used to drink and party. I know what it's like to lie to your peoples and tell them about this, but you really doing something else. I know about sneaking the girls in, and I know all that shit. You can't lie to me. Oh, you're gonna try to throw me off when you really want to hang out with this person, even though you know damn well you're not supposed to. Yeah, I know about all that. Y'all not doing that no more though. You're not applying that type of pressure to these kids no more. That and the fact that they don't have their own identity is making it worse. Then that comes in different waves. I'm not talking about just knowing or being comfortable in your height or your hobbies. I'm talking about being comfortable in your culture, understanding it, embracing it, not seeking validation from an outside source to make you feel good about who you are. There's different brackets with this. These teenagers, twins, mothers, daughters, nephews, these dudes are getting hung, drowning, getting killed every day. It's just coming more and more and more. And you gotta really be honest with yourself. Are you doing everything that is possible to make sure that they are wise when they step foot outside that door and they ain't around you?
We just gotta we gotta do better with creating a safe spot that for kids to be able to come and tell you things. And I think that's another thing. Um when you comparing generations, and every generation is different, and this one is no different, you know, it's like a rerun though. But every young generation feel like, the older generation don't understand, but it's a rerun. It's just as y'all turn doing with on the young shit that we did. So with that being said, that don't mean the older generation they understand exactly what's going on. I mean, it's a difference with the technology, like I said, but it's still the same dangers and issues and stuff from generations past. It's just that they developed this to do it under the technology branch now. So they can lie to you from these gadgets and stuff. But um I think we gotta have a place where we can kind of get them to open up, meaning they have to know that we understand where they coming from. Because I mean, if you explain to them right, you know what I'm saying, what they're doing, give them that navigation, it wouldn't be so cloudy, and they can kind of peep, you know what I'm saying, peep this stuff for themselves. But if they don't, but if you got some of these kids that don't want to do no listening, and they out here, then you get cases like with Austin and Mello and all these cases come up. And then once you actually go through that process, it's kind of too late for somebody to be listening at that point. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing that out there because I think kids do need that. They need a space where, they can come and tell you and then you will understand. See, most kids don't want to tell you shit and lie to you because they don't think you understand nothing. So they don't want to tell you nothing. They just want to do the shit behind your back and then have you clean it up later. And it can't go like that. So I just feel like, yeah, like I said, I just feel like if that was established, that would help these situations from happening too, because they had know which lane to stay in.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Um, I'm curious to know what type of conversation he had with his peoples when he got back, and what was their response. I wonder if he's still hanging out with them or if he cut them off. Let this be let this be a segue for more discussions. We get too comfortable. We're too used to having a certain system set up. You get up, get on our devices, go to work, come home, but we're not sitting at the table no more. We want to be friends with our peoples more than we're actually authority figures. Too many secrets in the household. Too much political stuff. Nobody's afraid or nobody's willing to be the black sheep, to stand out.
Oh,
Something got to give. Nothing changes if we don't change. Like, I've heard this saying, like, you can have traditional values and blend it with modern, but what I see people doing is abandoning traditional roles and just getting rid of it completely and taking on a whole different system that is not appropriating healthy character in these young men and women. It's doing the complete opposite. So my final thoughts: don't act as if you are not susceptible to what every single one of these individuals were. Trayvon Martin, Grayson, the young brother,
Brianna.
Rihanna, Kanika, Shanquella, Nolan. Like, the list is
Emmett
so
Till.
Emmett Till. The list is extensive. Stop leaving your people to go out here and be so blind. Give them an advantage. Give them the best shot possible.
You think Nolan's parents knew any of these people on a serious level? The people's parents, I'm saying, the friends' parents that he went with that trip.
That's what I brought up the other day too. Like, that's why I say, do you do, y'all don't be knowing stuff. You just know certain names and you see certain faces, but y'all don't be neighbors. You gotta know the history.
Because Because I'm saying if mom, I'm just saying, for example, I'm not saying this happened, but I'm just saying if it did, it could have prevented this incident. Because if one of his moms knew they moms, you know what I'm saying, or conversed with they moms, or because he had his dad too. So if dad conversed with some of these teenagers' dads, you know, it could have prevented this on a level of they got better judgment than Nolan. You see what I'm saying? And Nolan didn't have that. So they could have been like, oh son, you know, you need to watch this, watch that. So they couldn't give him that, you know, that advice if they ain't converse with these people or getting to know the parents and the families of these boys on a level, you know, how they should have had, you know what I'm saying, before he can go on a trip like that. So that's why I threw that out there though. But on another note, going back to what we did, talking about with Jay and Jada Parker the other day, and then we talked about 23-year-old and my man Simping, man. You never answered the question of why is it why is it not good for, you know, men to be alone, man? Your boy Mad Max answered it, but you didn't.
Why is it not good? I didn't know that was a question. He answered the question. I never said that it was a problem or not a problem. I don't think anybody should be alone. I don't. What I believe is you follow your purpose. You stay in God's covering. If you do things according to the calling on your life, everything that you're supposed to have will come. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to force it. It's, that's just what it is. But like, if you're going to be disobedient and you're out here doing whatever you want to do and messing with things that God told you not to mess with, or didn't give you permission or give you the green light to mess with, then all you're doing is delaying the process. And you're going to make things worse. So, answer your question. I don't see an issue with being alone unless it's being done in a negative way and it's actually hurting you more than helping you. But it all depends on you and what your life is reflecting. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, somewhat. Scotty, Scotty, Scottie Pippen, man. Do you think with this situation here, with this story tonight, do you think that was more of a force and not genuinely letting it come together? Was it more of like a force issue?
Honestly, I think she is doing exactly what the other sister did in that clip. She don't really want to be there, but she sees an opportunity, and she's taking the opportunity, and he's partaking of the benefits of it. That's just my opinion, of course.
Yeah, 'cause I just think if you forcing something, man, you gotta do a lot of work, man, to try to put on a show that, you know, that ain't really there. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta like go in overdrive a little bit instead of letting something come together naturally where you your interest is high, but you ain't gotta go with with a super max effort all the time, you know?
I know Rick Ross ex, she she ain't give a shit. She ain't want to kiss that nigga at all. She made it real clear that she wasn't locked in. Even if she was pretending, she couldn't even she couldn't do it. But I don't know, man. The cosplaying stuff is so, like, you see it so much. I think everything is a skit. I don't know if anybody is genuine anymore.
I'm gonna tell you like this with that Scotty. Yeah, she's a woman and all that, the young woman, but I'm not even for it if it was roles was reversed. I don't think a young boy should be dating no 60-year-old woman, man. I'm sorry. I still look at it as, still wrong, man. You know, that's too much of a difference. I mean, if it was a little closer, if it was a little closer in age, maybe, like I say, maybe 10 years, that's not too bad, really, because it ain't that much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's more even when, if everybody grown. Like she 23. If Scotty was like 33, 30, man, I wouldn't see nothing wrong with that. But when you go to 45 and 50 and all that, come on. You can't look at, it's just a different age bracket, and interests are different and motives are different. And yeah, it's just I just don't look at it being genuine. That's all.
In a perfect world, everybody would be dating or dealing with each other at 18 at the same age group. They ain't, the rules are not what they once was. Nobody wants to follow doctrine. Everybody wants to go about their own way and figure it out as they go. And then, like, what you find out is that it was better that you didn't have experience and learned along the way with someone who didn't have experience versus ending up not having experience dealing with someone who has it, because they have the opportunity to kind of develop you into the way that they see fit, and you can't really be sure that they're going to be responsible with you. So in all actuality, I know damn well they not getting married. If Lil Wayne get married to that chick, I'd be surprised. I highly doubt none of these dudes doing it, because me thinking like a millionaire or something like that, I know damn well I probably would never get married.
For real, it's a double standard because dudes normally get with this situation tonight. Dudes get bad for dating younger, especially if you already had a family, you already did a marriage and all that with kids. Your kids old and you doing all that with a youngin'. Yeah, you getting dragged out there. I can see if you ain't had no family and y'all, you met a little younger woman, and and you wasn't too experienced, but you was experienced enough. Because the truth is, young women do like older dudes a little better than dudes they age. That's just what it is. The average young woman out here, they crave for that experience. That's just what it is. But 40 years, nah. That's Hugh Hefner style right there.
Okay, she legal in some states. And shout out to Rob because he brought this up, and Sydney brought this up. I can't remember where. It's either like California or like Minneapolis or some shit. You can be 14 and get married. 14 or 16 and get married. And one of those, Oregon or some shit. I ain't saying that I'm okay with that, but I'm just trying to tell you that the way that a lot of these people's mind work is different. But she's 23, so if she's old enough to know better. So if she wanna go down that road and do that, that's on her. she probably thinks she gonna outlive the nigga anyway. So she got time to eat off that man plate. He croak over, and then she gonna benefit.
And that's the other thing. I don't even understand why older men, after going through this shit with Losser, man, I don't understand why he would even put himself in position to go again like that with somebody like that. Because you already went down that rabbit hole once. So when older dudes do that again, man, it's like you set yourself up for something bad. She's gonna she's gonna take everything from you. And just like going back with the verdict with Jay and them, man. Yeah, he might have stepped out on his marriage 12 years, but we gotta look at the fact that maybe most of these divorces, when it comes to these divorces, most of them divorces come from a financial gain. You know, cheating is just an excuse to do what they was gonna do to you. They just use that as an excuse to take your shit from you. Because he if you look at it, he wasn't really making nearly as much as he's been making lately. So she was probably just waiting for a good time to do that. You know, when it comes to these divorces, most of them is pursued by a woman. A man don't normally like we was talking about. A man don't normally um ask for no divorce. If he marries somebody, they don't normally do that. I'm not saying it don't happen, but when these divorces is made by women and they do it for financial gain.
I can't speak on that one. He was with her since high school. Now, if he had just randomly met her, yeah, I could hear what you're saying, but he was with Slim for a while, so I don't think she was just there for that, you know. And I don't see Scottie Pippen marrying this chick. He having a good time with her, but like Shannon Sharp, you putting yourself at risk every time you do something with her. Putting yourself at risk because all she got to do is cry wolf, and the internet is going to believe her because she's a female. Don't matter if she's right or wrong. Just because she's a female, they're going to automatically assume. See what happened with Tigger. They assumed that man was guilty. The man is guilty until proven innocent in everything when it involves dealing with a female.
But he did put his hand. He put his hands on her though.
He grabbed her and tried. He was trying to get his phone from her
Put his
because
hands on her.
he grabbed her. He didn't put his hands on her like you're trying to make it seem like.
I'm just
Don't do that.
saying, as a man, you got more strength than her. She was. I mean, yeah, she was a little dramatic and all of that.
A
Women be
little,
dramatic. Yeah, women be dramatic like hell
nigga.
when a situation going on. But
She was
he
on
was
the
he was he was the aggressor with trying to get that phone for real. She wasn't swinging on him. He was pursuing that phone and he was putting his hands on her to get it.
nigga. She was throwing a temper tantrum on the floor like a fucking toddler. That wasn't no. That wasn't no little nothing.
I'm
Only
just
two,
saying, you know.
and then like
Um,
and like I done already then spoke about that shit. He should have just let her see whatever
He
she
should have
wanted.
walked away. He should have walked away and left that fucking phone, man. Cause I mean, yeah, you could say, well, he ain't take his fist and punch the living daylights out of her. Yeah, he might didn't do that. But when you're in them situations with a female, man, he old enough. He older than us. So he old enough to know, wife or not, how that shit gonna play out, man. And he should have removed himself and left that home, man. And then all that little crazy stuff she was doing on the ground or whatever, they can't argue with themselves. I'm gonna just put it to you like that. They can't argue with themselves. He he entertained her antics, and that's what got his ass caught. He entertained it, and he's guilty for that.
Man,
You know,
he ain't guilty for shit. She should have kept her fucking hands to herself and shouldn't have been touching his shit.
hey,
Now,
if it go the other way around,
I'll say this.
women will probably smack the
He
brakes off
should
you with a pat or something. You take their phone.
he should have look like I already done said this. I'll say it again. My nigga, if you doing something, you might as well just let the shit let the chips fall where they may. My nigga, she done already seen something, or she didn't see nothing and she was looking for a reason to fight with you. In that case, you should have just left her.
Because it's still a time period even after the scene with them that she can make a choice of where she gonna stay in that, because they were married, they are married or whatever. So if that's the case, even though the phone was a little fight over the phone or whatever, the incidents like that, after he leave, like he should have, she still got time to get herself together to say if she still want to be with that man or not. But once you start grabbing her and tossing her and all that, man, I don't know. You know, she might change her mind now.
Shit, she can't change shit because her ass in
Yeah,
jail.
change her mind, man, and you can always get another phone, Tigger. You know,
Her
you can
ass
get
in
another
jail.
phone.
Her ass in jail. She can't change shit.
And don't they got kids too?
You ain't see. That's how I know. Let me tell you something real quick, because I just did a stream on this on Thursday. Her ass is in jail. She's in jail for felony kidnapping, my nigga.
Oh, she stole the kid from him.
Yeah, hid the kid. The kid was like 10 years old. She hid the kid for like 7 years or some shit. The nigga Big Tigger was looking for his child. She wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? And that shit caught up with her. They arrested her ass just recently.
Dang, so they wasn't married then.
No, they are married.
That don't make sense. Because if
Yo,
if that's a kid, that's their kid. You know what I'm saying?
so she has
Why would he stay married to somebody he didn't know where his kid was at?
so she has two she has two. She has one by him and one by another dude.
Oh man.
The
Okay.
first, and this is why I was talking about on the show. She got a pattern. She's toxic as shit. But the first child father, she lied
Mm-hmm.
on that nigga. She lied on the first child father and said that the nigga assaulted her. But he was trying to leave the relationship, and as he was driving her and him back home because they were supposed to go out, he said, "Nah, we're not going out." He turned the car around. She went, grabbed the key from out the ignition while they driving.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up going to jail over the shit. But she had left their kid in the car for like 8 hours while she was in the casino gambling. She's unstable, man. She has a bad history of moving reckless.
And that was prior, and that was so you saying that situation was prior of her meeting Tigger, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So if that's the case, man, yeah, Tigger got to Tigger, man, Tigger got to know where he going, man, because that's bad. That's bad, man. And did he marry her too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's bad on Tigger. You see what I'm saying? If she already then spent somebody else around, what makes you think she ain't gonna do you like that? You see what I'm saying?
He didn't do his research.
Well, that's his downfall.
People people say the past don't matter. Yeah, the past does matter.
That's her track record. She is what her track record is, and if she had these stories that happened with a previous relationship, then that makes sense why they went through what they just went through. But no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not waiting on 7 years. That's ridiculous. Like 7 years, and he ain't know where his own kid was at. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, we could put all the abuse and shit aside. That, that's the I think that's the main ingredient of that situation. He should have knew as the parent where his child was at, bro. He supposed to knew
Yeah,
that.
I don't know how she pulled. I don't
And
know.
he shouldn't have been dealing with her either. If,
I don't know how she pulled it off, bro.
and then you say she ended up getting arrested for that.
Yeah,
Now she locked up after all of that.
they was looking for her.
Shit, they should have been looking for that kid. So yeah, man, all I can say, hopefully Tigger get out of that marriage, man, and fix his life because he should have did his research because that's bad. Yeah, that's horrible there. You know. Yeah, but other than that, man, she was a great show. Great
Yeah,
show. You know, Scotty simping, man. He got to do better, man. I just think he got a
I
bad
mean,
bad
look,
taste in women, man, and bad luck.
look at that age, and you got that money. You're not getting married no more, but you will clap some cheeks. So that's
And then
probably
he
all he
wait,
doing.
and then he wait till he in his 50s because he's 60 now. So Future been clapping his wife back then. So that's already in the box. That was years ago. He put her in the song and all that. So this man had a whole after Future got that John. This man had a whole identity crisis. That man, yo, that man had a whole identity crisis, bro. You can pack Scotty up
I mean,
because
shit, nigga, you done gave 20,
my
30
thing
years.
is you let her. Yeah, why would you stay? My thing is my nigga, why would you stay with her that long though, bro? Why? And you know this is happening, and I'm pretty sure the Future kind of blew it up out the bag though. She been doing it before the Future thing, but and then after the Future, that's where you know the other relationships got blossomed into bigger than what they supposed to have been. But it wasn't until she got with Future until it got magnified on Scotty, and Scotty still was somewhat dealing with her, man. So you got to pack him up. It's Scotty simping. He should have if he knew his worth at all, and he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. No doubt about that. I gotta give him that respect because he is. That man won 6 championships, 6-0 in the finals, played with Jordan. The man come from a high status. Why would you accept mediocrity like that? So it gotta go back to his mentals, man. I
Bruh,
think his mentals was
name
messed up to accept
na-
this.
name one athlete that ain't been him. Every football player, every basketball player deal with the same type of woman.
Nah, bro, not, not like this. You don't understand. This is not like this incident right here. She got like years of abusing this nigga mentally, bro. You know, you gotta understand. It's
Man,
been
what
years.
hold on,
This stuff old news, really.
what's that other nigga name, man? I did a whole uh joint on him too. It was another NBA player. His whole wife was a stripper, a porn star, and everything. Yeah, matter of fact, we did the stream together. We did the drink.
Okay. I know who you talk about. Even with him,
Yeah,
my nigga, like even with him, it wasn't worse. Joe wasn't worse than Scott. He was a sip too, but this Scotty is worse because Scotty still had a higher status than Joe. Man, this man, do you know this the teams that he played on? This man got gold medals, championship ring. Joe Smith ain't had none of that shit. Joe Smith wasn't one of them hierarchy players like Pippen.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he
talking
wasn't.
about. I'm not talking about status. I'm talking about the fact that nigga, all all these athletes go after the same type of female, man.
And
Old,
then
young.
he was staying with her too. But the difference is, I think with that Joe thing, she been doing that though, and so we blame Joe because Joe ended up marrying her, and he knew that she was a call girl and all that, and she was doing that for money, so she didn't even respect Joe because he didn't, he ain't stand on
She,
nothing, just like what she doing to Pippen.
and she's still doing the shit now to this day.
Yeah, that stuff ain't gonna stop because it's what he tolerated, bro. Is what he allowed. He ain't put up no boundaries with Larissa, man. She slept with the whole. She'd sleep with the whole league if he allowed her to. You see what I'm saying? But going back to that name, man, I would have been got my name off her though. You don't. If we done like if we divorced, then our relationship is took its course or whatever it go. Cause yeah. And then she was talking about being somebody else wife and all that. Like, come on. That's just embarrassing, man. From the status he has. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a more of a knock on him. Because he come from high status. You wouldn't have never knew this woman if he didn't marry this woman. If he never married her, you would have never knew nothing about her. He allowed her in. You get what I'm saying? So it's more of a shame on simping, man.
Hey, that's their life, not mine. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, gotta learn sometime.
I swear these athletes dumb as hell though. These niggas never learn. But I guess my final thoughts is chase your dreams, chase your purpose. Make sure you got the right people around you. The people that need to be around you are the ones that's going to say things that's going to be uncomfortable and you ain't going to like to hear it. That's who you need around. Stop dealing with people in the industry and have some discipline, for fuck's sake. Shout out to everybody, man, that pulled up this evening. Everybody on Facebook, IG, wherever you at, appreciate y'all for being here. Uh, Any last words before we close out?
Um, just touching back on that Nolan thing, man. This is definitely related to that Nolan case, man, where how they teased that boy in that water, and mainly they came off as bullies. So basically, my final thoughts is, man, really get to know who your friends and who you're surrounded by. Learn your space as a young man. Don't be afraid to tell your parents what's going on in your life because they are the ones that is going to help you and guide you to the right life. You know, it's too many young lives is being shortened because they're making terrible decisions. Um, and far as the Scotty Pippen, man, you gotta have some dignity, bro. I understand. She took you down through there and all that, but you gotta stand on something, man. You gotta fix yourself back up, man. This is not how you do it. This is damn near statutory rape. But other than that, man, salute to you, man. This this been a good show, a long show, good show.
Real spill, real spill. Hey, look, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. The week, I'm cooking up for the week, Lord willing. Y'all see, I'm always active. One of the most active on YouTube. Shout outs to the panel. Y'all be safe on the road, just in case I don't chop it up with y'all on Monday. I'm out. I'm about to get back in this lab. Do me a solid before you go, if you don't mind.
What's the goddamn button?
Peace.
Learn your friend group. Stop sipping, Scotty.